Boss, have you ever seen a music star who is only made on a screen?
I have, Claire, and the room always feels a little strange when they appear.
They can sing and smile and even say sorry, but they are not a person, right?
That is right, and that tension is exactly where the story begins.
How do people make a star that is not alive, but still feels alive to fans?
They build a shape, a voice, and a life for the character, and they tell stories about them.
So it is like a puppet with a very large budget?
You could say that, but it is also code, art, and strategy mixed together.
Do brands hire them because they are cheaper than real people?
Not always cheaper at first, Claire, but more predictable and fully controllable.
Predictable, that sounds safer, but is it honest?
Honesty is one of the hardest puzzles here, and that is where we find ethics.
People form feelings when they follow someone online, and that must feel real to them.
Feelings are real even when a person is not, and that makes the question complicated.
Can a brand make a virtual star say anything and no one will be upset?
They can make them say things, but the public reaction can be fierce if the line is crossed.
What line do people worry about?
Privacy, deception, and the way those stars replace living work all sit on that line.
Replace living work, like models and singers.
Yes, people who act, sing, design, and manage careers may see parts of their work change.
But new jobs must appear too, right?
Indeed, the craft of building a synthetic star needs many hands and minds.
What kind of people make these stars then?
Designers, writers, voice artists, software engineers, and brand strategists all play a part.
So the work does not vanish, it just moves behind different doors.
Often it does move, and the terms of work change in ways that matter to real lives.
Can we talk about emotions for a moment, boss?
Please do, Claire. Emotions are the beating heart of this topic.
I feel a little jealous of fans who love a character that never sleeps.
Jealousy is natural when a cultural object takes up space in our lives.
Do fans know the difference between a created persona and a real person?
Some fans know clearly, others feel the persona is real in their daily feelings.
Is that bad, feeling real for something made by a company?
It is not simply bad, it is new, and it asks us what we value in a relationship with culture.
I like simple truths, boss. Can you give me one about this world?
The simple truth is that people love stories, and companies are learning to tell them with new tools.
So the story matters more than whether the storyteller breathes.
Often the story matters, yes, but the source of that story shapes power and care.
What do you mean by power and care?
Power is who controls the story, and care is who gets paid and who is respected for their work.
That sounds like the story could take money away from someone who needs it.
That is a real risk, and we must watch how business choices affect people.
Is there a simple way to spot a synthetic celebrity online?
Sometimes the posts feel too polished, or the persona never slips up in human ways.
But if they never slip up, they also never show honest mistakes.
Correct, and mistakes can make a persona feel more human and relatable.
Do you think brands hide the fact the star is not human?
Some do hide it, some disclose it, and others let the audience discover the truth over time.
Is there a rule about telling people whether a star is synthetic?
Rules are emerging, but culture and law are still catching up to the technology.
How do regulators even begin to make rules for this?
They start by focusing on harm, like fraud or identity misuse, and then they expand.
So if a synthetic star lies about being a real person, that could be illegal.
If that lie causes harm or deception in commerce, it can become a legal problem.
What about art and creativity? Are virtual stars a new art form?
They can be art, and some creators treat them like a collective performance space.
That sounds hopeful, but the industry side worries me.
It is both hopeful and worrying, and both feelings can be true at once.
Tell me more about the way they are made, in terms I can follow.
First, someone defines the look and the backstory for the character.
Backstory, like childhood and likes and dislikes.
Exactly, the human details that let fans connect.
Then what happens?
Then artists create the images and motion, and engineers build the voice and the data.
Do they use real voices or computer voices?
They may use a real voice actor, a voice model, or a blend of both.
Is a voice actor paid differently in that case?
Sometimes voice actors are paid up front and lose royalties, and sometimes they earn on use.
Who decides which path is fair?
Contracts and industry norms decide, and those norms are still evolving.
Is there a famous example you can name, boss?
Think of a virtual influencer who began as a creative project and later landed brand deals.
Fans treated them as a real friend sometimes, did they not?
Fans often do form friendships with the persona and with the community around it.
What about the creators who make the persona cry or laugh for the public?
They feel proud, sometimes conflicted, because their work hides behind a mask.
Is there a moral duty to tell the audience who made the feelings they have?
Some argue there is a duty to disclose to avoid emotional manipulation without consent.
Consent is an interesting word here, consent to feel.
Yes, consent to how your emotions are guided by design and to commercial influence.
What would disclosure look like in practice?
It could be a label, a simple note on a post, or a clear statement in campaign materials.
And that would calm people down?
It would help, because transparency allows people to decide how to engage.
You mentioned community models like singing programs. What are those?
Some cultural movements let fans produce songs and stories for a virtual idol together.
That sounds more democratic and nice.
It often is, and it shows a different path than pure corporate control.
Are there risks unique to corporate-made stars?
It can concentrate influence and favor profit over community care.
Can we talk about money for a moment, boss?
Certainly, money is a practical lens that reveals many consequences.
Who profits the most from a synthetic celebrity?
Typically the company that owns the persona and the brands that hire the persona.
Do fans buy music or merch the same way they do for human artists?
They often do, and sometimes the persona sells more because the control is so tight.
That feels strange, like buying a story from a factory.
Yes, and that is why culture critics watch these shifts closely.
Is there any regulation about intellectual property for these personas?
Ownership of the image, voice, and name is usually spelled out in contracts and IP law.
Can someone claim their own likeness if a brand copies their face?
Yes, people can sue for likeness rights if a brand uses their image without permission.
Do synthetic celebrities ever use real people's faces?
Sometimes elements of real faces inspire the design, and that opens legal and ethical questions.
If I love a virtual singer, am I missing out on human connection?
You are not missing out, you are choosing a different kind of connection that comes with trade-offs.
What trade-offs should I care about most?
Think about who profits, who works behind the scenes, and how your feelings are shaped.
That is a lot to hold while enjoying a song.
It is, and that is why listening carefully matters more than quick reactions.
How do creators keep the magic while being fair to workers?
They can share credit, pay fairly, and include voices of real people in the process.
Is it possible to have both innovation and fair labor?
It is possible, but it requires conscious choices and new standards.
What about identity and culture? Do virtual stars change our ideas of beauty?
They can shape standards by design,
And the influence can narrow or broaden what we celebrate.
So the designers have a heavy responsibility.
they do because their choices become cultural signals.
Can the public push back against harmful trends set by virtual celebrities?
Public conversation and consumer choice are powerful checks on corporate behavior.
Have we seen successful pushback before in culture?
Yes, fans and creators have reclaimed narratives many times in the past.
What would a healthy future for this art look like to you, boss?
A healthy future would mix human creativity, clear disclosure, and fair pay for workers.
And what would an unhealthy future look like?
An unhealthy future would concentrate power in a few companies and erode real livelihoods.
Is there a middle path where both humans and synthetic stars thrive?
Yes, hybrid models that collaborate with human talent seem promising.
Can you give me a vivid example of a hybrid model?
Imagine a singer who's a real person on stage and a digital version that helps reach more fans around the world.
That seems like a partnership rather than a replacement.
Exactly. Partnership keeps value flowing to people and fans alike.
What should a thoughtful brand do if they want to create a virtual star?
They should consult artists, disclose the nature of the persona, and set fair contracts.
Do fans deserve to know if a voice is generated or sung by a human?
Yes, disclosure respects fan autonomy and trust.
Are there cases where secrecy was harmful?
Yes, when audiences were misled or someone was impersonated to deceive.
How do we teach young people to see the difference between content and reality?
Media literacy and open conversation in schools and at home help build that skill.
Is this conversation we are having an example of teaching?
It is, because we are naming the tools and the choices behind the spectacle.
If I wanted to study this more, where would I start?
Start with stories of virtual performance, then read about media ethics and listen to creators.
Will the rules change quickly or slowly?
Rules often change in fits and starts with surprises along the way.
What keeps you hopeful despite the surprises?
The inventiveness of artists and the care of communities keep me hopeful.
And what worries you the most right now?
The rush to monetize without thought for workers and truth worries me the most.
How can a listener make a small change today to be more thoughtful?
They can ask who made the thing they love and whether the people behind it are respected.
That is practical and easy to do when we look at a credit list.
Yes, reading credits is a small act of care that supports creators.
Do you think fans care enough to change their habits?
Many fans do, and movements start when enough people choose differently.
What is one question I should ask when I see a new star online?
Ask if the star is created and who benefits when you engage with them.
That is simple and useful. I will remember it.
Good, then share that thought with friends when you notice it.
Could there be a festival one day that celebrates both human and synthetic performers?
I think so, where both kinds of work are shown and discussed openly.
Would that help with fairness and learning?
It would create space for dialogue and new norms to emerge.
What role do artists play in shaping those norms?
Artists set taste and ethics by example, and their choices ripple outward.
So we should listen to artists as guides, not just to brands?
Yes, artists often hold the language of culture and can point to humane practices.
Do you ever worry that the technology will outrun our ethics?
Always, which is why thoughtful people must keep asking questions.
Is it selfish to enjoy a well-made virtual performance?
It is not selfish to enjoy art, but it is wise to ask who is cared for by that joy.
I like that balance, boss. Joy with attention.
Joy with attention is a steady way to live in changing times.
What do you recommend brands do first when hiring a virtual star?
They should commit to truth in marketing and fair deals with collaborators.
That sounds like a good check for any creative project.
Indeed, and it often leads to better art and stronger fan trust.
If I become a fan of a virtual performer, how can I support real creators?
Support the designers, vocalists, and writers through direct purchases or credits.
Are there ways for fans to create with a virtual star instead of consuming?
Many platforms encourage fan art and remixes, which can be healthy if credits are clear.
That feels like community learning and co-creation.
It does, and it can keep creative power distributed rather than concentrated.
Do you think we will see laws that force disclosure everywhere?
Possibly some regions will adopt clear disclosure rules and others will move slow.
Should we be worried about deepfakes and misuse of images?
Yes, misuse is a real threat, and vigilance is necessary to protect people.
How do creators protect themselves from having their work stolen?
Through contracts, watermarks, and active legal help when needed.
Are there ethical design guides for making synthetic celebrities?
Yes, some groups publish principles about transparency, consent, and fair pay.
Would you share one principle that feels most important?
Design for dignity, which means treating workers and audiences with respect.
Design for dignity, I like that phrase and will use it.
Use it as a test when you see a campaign or a character online.
If you could ask the creators one question, what would it be?
I would ask how they plan to share value with the humans who made the star.
And if they cannot answer, should we be skeptical?
Skepticism can be a healthy tool when it leads to better questions and choices.
Shall we end with a small thought to keep in mind tonight?
Yes, remember to ask who benefits and who is seen when you meet a new media star.
That will be my little test from now on. Thank you for the clarity.
You're welcome, Claire, and thank you for bringing wonder and care to the question.
It is getting late and I should probably go home now. Oh no, I just realized I left my wallet at home and I do not know what to do. I am sorry to be bold, but could you, the kind person sitting here, buy my ginger ale for me? I noticed you were listening quietly, and if this talk helped even a little, I would be so grateful. If you can, please use the QR code at the bottom right of the video or the link in the description to send a small gift. Also, if you enjoyed this story, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment. There are other series in the description that you might like, so please take a look when you have time. Thank you so much, and good night. I will see you next time.